And what's a good approach for FSBO, Zillow, and Craigslist leads? The seller lead sheet. Because by the time you get done with the seller lead sheet, this person is either going to be obviously amazing for you. They're going to be lukewarm and kind of nervous of you. Cool. Or you're going to want to list their house or you're never going to want to deal with them again. It's going to be one of the four. Okay. So, excuse me. So I think the best approach for FSBO, Zillow, and Craigslist leads is to fill out the seller lead sheet. And then you should have a good gauge as to whether or not they're open for a cash offer, or whether they're super struggling with making their payments, whether they're upside down in their house and the house just needs to be listed. You should just know a lot more about their situation by the time you are good and done with the seller lead sheet. So practice calling sellers 10 hours away from you that you don't even care about. I mean, you care about them because they're people, but you're not trying to care so much about them that you lose focus on anything else. Call them, practice filling out seller lead sheets. I have stacks of seller lead sheets. Like I have reams of paper on seller lead sheets. Sometimes I made the appointment when I looked at the house. Sometimes I just got a big fat no on the phone, but I have lots of seller lead sheets filled out because I practiced and practiced and practiced until 1 out of 10 was an appointment, or 1 out of 10 I was making offers and buying it on the phone. I went through a lot of banging my head on the wall trying to figure out the perfect script for me and the perfect way to make it flow and the perfect detachment so that I wasn't desperate for it. You know, just like dating again. When you're desperate to find a man, sea's dry, no fish, nothing. The moment you flip and say, I'm not desperate for a deal, I'm good. Boom, flooded. Everybody and their brother wants to sell you their house then. Okay? So practice. It's not a wasted effort. I saw this, I think Tyler Sheff put this up the other day, but when kids are learning to walk and they're tumbling around and they're falling down and they're, you know, bumping and crying, and you know they can walk, right? You never say, oh, it's okay. It's fine. Don't walk. Just crawl for the rest of your life. You never say that. And kids never think to themselves, you know what? This isn't working. I'm just not going to do this. No, they keep practicing. They get better. They learn what to hold on to. They learn how far they can make it from here to there. And that's what you're doing on these seller calls. You're learning how to get all the way to the closing. Every single one of them. And you'll get further and you'll get further and you'll get further. But if you quit, then you start all the way back at crawling again. So get on that phone. Make those calls. If you make 10 calls a week, in a month you've made 40 calls, you're practically an expert. That's 2 calls a day, Monday through Friday. That is not that hard, especially if you're not trying to make all the calls in your area. Okay? Practice. Get on the phone and practice.